And we are connecting, and we guys are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream, guys. I'm excited to be back over here. We have had a little bit of a rocky month, okay? We had to take a little bit of time off with a very, very busy week. Then my entire family got absolutely nuked with a sickness, and I'm just getting over it now. I haven't been able to do anything online. I even called into work, like my day job, and I don't call into work. I have done nothing but sleep all week. Hi, guys. You guys are here right away. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Today, we're going to be making some reaction videos. If you guys want to participate, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun last time, so understand I'm still deep breathing a little bit. I'm still a little bit congested. Like I'm on the tail end of this thing, but we're going to be back to normal come Sunday. I'm very excited for it. So I thought instead of like recording a bunch of videos, I don't have it in me right now. I thought, hey, why not do a little bit of a Friday night stream? Have the house to myself. The dog is with me behind me, but she is sleeping. Hang on. There we go. She is sleeping. The baby's sleeping. I'm excited to make some content, guys. What did Dag do to you? Dude, Dag destroyed my whole family. He infected me through the microphone, man. What's up, Samu Raichu? Been a while since I come to streams. Oh, actually, Samu, I was watching someone stream and I heard someone read your name out loud like yesterday or something. I don't remember whose stream it was though. Maybe not yesterday, maybe like a day before. Or maybe it was a video. Maybe it was Clark. I was watching Clark's stream. Someone read your one of your names out loud and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Samu." Glad we did talk literally. What's up, Koala? Tangia Koala is actually, what's funny is I got really excited when I signed up for Tangia. Oh, Adriatic, if you want to use my code, it's code Clen. Thank you very much. I don't know if I still don't know if it matters with capital letters, but it's all capital, just CLEN. Thank you so much if you're using it. I got all excited when I signed up for Tangia because it's a text-to-speech thing. It's Nightbot keeps plastering it, and I don't remember if it's it should be in the description, but, you can have like just basically like just interrupt the stream whenever you want. I don't know, like I don't remember like but it costs money, so it's like it's its own website to do it. So I have that overlaying for the stream, and nobody's ever used it one time when I was all excited because people could do text to speech, and there's like so much stuff on it that you could like ruin a stream with. I thought it was gonna be funny, so I guess that's a thing for like when we become a major big YouTuber and then people start doing. So if nobody knows about Tangia, that's something that you can do on streams, but the reason that it's unavailable for this stream is because I'm using my other OBS preset, so I can like start bouncing around like I usually do with YouTube videos and things like that. But this isn't my stream preset, so you can't even see the chat. Also, I keep meaning to do a poll because with the stream videos that we made, I had a ton of fun doing that, by the way, with you guys chatting. Even when you guys got off topic, I thought it was a little bit fun. I keep meaning to make a poll whether or not I should keep the chat on screen. For now, I'm not going to keep it on screen, but we'll see how that ends up working out. So I have a couple videos I'd like to react to today. If there's time, my wife's at work right now. I told her I'd spend some time with her when I get home. Depending on what time I end with those two, I'll do a Clenday stream. There's a video that I'd like to check out on that as well. So if you guys want to come in, you guys want to participate, you guys want to react to some content with me, I'm ready. And for those of you just joining the stream, I'm just getting over being sick, man. So you're gonna have to deal with the deep breathing. I might stop to blow my nose, to be honest with you. My voice isn't ready for a bunch of YouTube content yet. I got my water with me right now. I got my wife's big old Disney cup. I'm ready. That even took it out of me. But it's good to see you guys. Anyways, today we are going to be reacting to this video, and I don't know if I pronounced the channel right. It's Strange Items That Broke Fortnite by Reisshub. Could be wrong there. We got to make sure we are in 1080p 1080p 60 frames premium enhanced bitrate right there. So it's probably not going to stay on topic, to be honest with you, but we're going to do our best over here. I was interested in this video. I actually had it on my watch later. Strange Items That Broke Fortnite. You know, the stream was unexpected but a pleasant surprise. I wasn't supposed to be able to stream today, to be honest with you. I was out and I ended up getting home. So we're good. We're good. I'm excited. Anyways, we're going to get started with the video. I'm going to do my own little intro for the video, guys. And chat will not be available on screen, but I can see your chats over here. I'm ready. Sorry. My voice isn't YouTube ready. Usually I'm like on the ball. you know? Anyways, guys, today we are going to be reacting to a video titled Strange Items That Broke Fortnite. Actually, off the top of my head, and by the way, we are live right now. We're going to be reading chats throughout the entire thing. This video is going to be turned into a... That was a horrible intro. Horrible. I'm restarting. Screw it. I'm restarting. Ready? I need to get into the groove, you know? Anyways. Today, guys, we're going to be reacting to a video, Strange Items That Broke Fortnite. Currently, at the time of recording this video, we are live on stream. We're going to be reading chats throughout this. We're going to be spinning it around, turning it into a long-form video, which you're probably watching right now. I have no idea what items off the top of my head that broke Fortnite. I don't know if we're going to be taking a look at this from a competitive standpoint, but I'm excited. So I have no idea what we're about to see. What do you guys think?
Competitive Fortnite has always had this really interesting balancing act. On one side is a game built on mechanics, positioning, decision making, and hitting a fat triple edit one pump and shouting bang. But on the other side, it's robots, mythic swords, anime skins.
Oh, are we talking about like literally breaking? Like, I love Reisshub as well. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. But I don't know if we're going to be talking about like things that were just like unfair in Fortnite competitive. I was thinking like bugs and glitches and things like that, you know?
That's 670 mo. When these two overlap, they create moments which completely break competitive Fortnite tournaments.
Okay.
And not all of them are as obvious as the mechs or the Infinity Blade.
I see. Okay, so what else could it be, man? What else could it be? I don't know, because obviously like mechs and Infinity Blades comes off the top of my head. OG Season 7 planes, people were going insane. Koala said, bro, it's so funny seeing bro transform into the high energy YouTube voice for the intro. Hey, you know what? We have to put on like a little bit of the act for this. Grenades? Really? You think it's grenades? I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe shockwaves when they were glitched. Oh, the railgun, right? You said the railgun. Yep, the railgun for sure.
Some of them are as simple as the
there you
grenade.
go.
When people think about grenades today, they usually think of a useless item. 40 damage, awkward timing, and impossible to actually hit players with. But
oh, you know what? I guess that makes sense because you used to be able to... Were you used to be able to stack 10 of them? My Fortnite knowledge is limited right now. It's lagging. My brain's lagging over here, guys. I don't know. Were you able to stack 10? Regardless, you were able to stack like 6 and you could just spam them for 100 damage. That's probably true. I never even thought about that.
Grenades were not always like that. In the early days of competitive Fortnite, grenades were one of the most broken items ever allowed in tournaments, and it came down to one part of them: the structure damage. For years, grenades dealt 375 damage to builds and 100 damage to players. That meant
yeah, I'm remembering all of these now. I never even like considered grenades being, and I thought this was going to be a video about bugs and glitches and stuff, so I don't know what else we're going to be getting into, but it's interesting.
A single grenade could instantly destroy any wood or brick structure. Since they're a common item with a massive stack size, they're also frequently abused. Despite being in the game since its release, it took around 2 years for players to figure out that you could just line up grenades at around 60 to 75 meters and they would instantly explode on impact.
That's true too. Not a ton of people used grenades back in the day, eh? Samurai Right, you said cluster clingers. I don't remember those being too big of a problem, but maybe I'm just misremembering that. Koala said, bro, I haven't used grenades in so long. I know, right? I rarely use grenades. Usually my loadout's just like a shotgun, a sniper, and then like some wacky item throughout the season.
If one player threw a grenade, it would break the box, but if multiple players threw them, the first would destroy the builds, and then the rest would detonate directly on the player inside, killing them. By Chapter 2, Season 1 Squad FNCS
Get all those.
This became just the full-blown meta. Entire teams are just carrying stacks of grenades and just deleting other teams in the blink of an eye.
Dude, why don't I remember this? I remember the grenades being very powerful, and I remember like a lot of people using it, but I don't remember it ever being a competitive problem. But then again, like I never even, I keep saying that I'm going to follow competitive. I keep meaning to follow more competitive, but I never got around to it. Maybe it's because I never paid attention to like the hardcore competitive scene, you know?
You couldn't outbuild it, you couldn't hold your walls. Your only counter really was to sit inside of your cone, but it's not like this was actually a counter. The thing is, this wasn't even enough to get the grenades removed, and what actually forced Epic's hands was a bug. Players discovered that by spamming the click button, you could throw multiple grenades at once. Even more crazy, by binding the throw button to scroll wheel, you could throw an entire inventory of 30 grenades in an instant, causing 3,000 damage.
I've never heard about that before. Of course that would ruin tournaments. What the hell? Dude, that's so funny. So little things like this make me really, really love Fortnite, man. Right? You said the Zapper Trap from Season X was clearly the most OP thing of all time. Dude, I loved that item. I loved that item. Did people use that in competitive like crazy? Because I don't think you could, I think you could stack like 3 of them. I didn't think it was like that good. I miss that item so much, dude. I love things that like play around with opponents' builds. That's why I love the chrome weapons so much, or the chrome splash, excuse me.
Now, the person who found this out was my editor, Nolar. My boy hooked this up and ruined the grenades. So you can all thank him for getting these removed from competition.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Because of this exploit, grenades were temporarily removed from the game for 2 weeks. And historically, this is where Epic Games would normally do what they always did, which is like, we rebalance the item across every playlist, reintroduce it, and then it's just awful for the casuals and kind of just mid for the competitive players.
Hang on, there's no way that they just re-added them back after that bug. There's no way. Koala said the chrome splash was so good. Dude, I love the chrome splash. By the way, guys, if any of you are watching this video, I keep meaning to make a poll, and I would love feedback from you guys down below. When I make these stream videos, or these videos that are recorded live and you have everybody join the conversation, by the way, look out for those videos. We're having a conversation right now. It's beautiful, and I'm glad that you guys are over here. I keep meaning to make a poll, and I'd love some feedback in the comments. Do you like it when I have chat on the screen? Because right now, I don't have chat on the screen, obviously, and I'm just reading things. So, again, I'd always love some feedback in the comments. I want to make these videos the best that they can be.
This time, they kept the item out of competitive entirely, only nerfing it to its current state years later in mid-Chapter 4. But this isn't the only grenade that's had a massive negative impact on Fortnite tournaments.
Oh, here we go. Here's the big old shockwave problem, eh? Shockwaves have always been a problem, Arvin. People have never been happy with shockwaves. People love shockwaves. People hate shockwaves. There's always a conversation about it.
You all know what shockwaves do. They're a mobility item that sends you flying across the map, and worst of all, for competitive players, breaks your builds, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Shockwaves are tied to some of the most iconic moments in Fortnite history. Metro shockwaving himself down onto low ground to win the game of Summer Skirmish.
Dude, I still love shockwaves. I will always love shockwaves. I think that they could do... I like what they do right now, where I believe you can only carry 4 at a time. I like that the drop rate for shockwaves have been reduced, but I love them as an item. Yeah, I don't care if people run away. Not the end of the world, but most importantly, like the crazy plays that you can make, just like you saw in this clip, I really, really love them, man.
Puga's Game 1 World Cup height retake, and even an entire FNCS season where Mongrel, Metro, and Tayson were able to win because of the shockwave heavy meta. They create some interesting plays that are very fun to watch, but their problem is that every single tournament you would get griefed by a player destroying your builds, knocking you out in an endgame, or just having a free elim run away from you because their inventory's full of 30 shockwaves.
Yeah, well, I mean, all you really had to do was reduce the rate for shockwave drops and reduce the amount that you can carry. Very easy. Right, I'm personally an extreme anti-shockwaver. Dude, there's so many people. I just don't think it's the end of the world. I think that, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, I think they handled it well this season. Depending on when you're watching this, it's at the end of Chapter 7, Season 1.
Literally a get-out-of-jail-free card, and it's no surprise that even more casual players who mainly just play pubs have also been arguing a lot about these lately. They're incredibly unhealthy for the game, and it took Epic Games almost 4 years to remove them from tournaments. But the thing is, not every single item needs to break your builds to completely ruin them.
Oh, dude, this one ruined pubs. Well, not, you know what, when I say ruined, I mean ruined in the absolute greatest way possible. Hello, Nick Diddy. This guy does not stink. This guy's great over here. But yes, I miss the storm flip so much, dude. When this thing got added, the crazy plays that you were seeing in games were awesome. I miss Season X so much, dude.
Meta, and the storm flip is a great example of that. Throw it into the safe zone, it becomes the storm. Throw it into the storm, and that becomes the safe zone. Originally, it dealt the same damage as the storm itself, meaning in the moving zones, players inside of this would take 10 damage per second.
And I still liked it that way. I understand that there came some problems, and I understand this shouldn't be a competitive weapon, but I liked the way it was when it ended up dropping, man.
If you look at the size of it, it was absolutely massive. It was like a stink bong nuke on the whole lobby. And when multiple storm flips were thrown in endgame, it was literally impossible to tell what was safe and what wasn't.
See, that's some of the weird magical charm of Fortnite, is running around in those things trying to fight people. That's so much fun. But again, as I usually say, these types of things should not be in competitive whatsoever. It's ridiculous. Oh, sorry.
The lobby just died. One of the key fundamentals of endgame is knowing where you're rotating. You're going from one place to the other, and the storm flip completely ruined all of that.
Look at that, man. I know that you would never find something like that in game, but it's so nostalgic. I miss that so much, man. For Saber said, Season 9 and X were definitely the peak of fun and goofy weekly updates. 100%. I loved it, man. Dude, what sucks is I struggled to enjoy Season 9 at the time because I wasn't good at the game. And with the slipstreams, I was constantly getting third-partied. Constantly, which is fine, like, right? But, I mean, I didn't enjoy the season as much as I could because even like if you were to win a fight, no matter what, you were going to lose your next fight. I wasn't like good enough to survive then. So I'm excited to play OG Season 9 if they don't ruin it.
In this scrim, Shinken got 13 eliminations in one single storm flip just by throwing it down from height. The timing of this item being implemented in the game couldn't have been worse either, as the storm flip was added just before week 9 of the World Cup qualifiers.
Oh.
Thankfully, Epic Games realized the disaster that it would cause and disabled it for that week. And
You know, I think Epic Games does such great things, right? But how could you not see the problem with this? And it makes me really think that sometimes Epic Games, like, they do things on purpose just to go viral. Because how could you not see something like this being such a disaster in Fortnite competitive, you know?
it out of events as they tried to nerf it and then reintroduce it later. But eventually, Epic Games just admitted this item was too broken and made it the first item to be excluded from tournaments and kept in the rest of the loot pool. But the Stormflip wasn't the first time that Epic openly admitted that an item couldn't be fixed and wasn't fit for competitive.
I miss the Infinity Blade as well, dude. This item was so much fun to play with back in the day. I'm so disappointed. I saw it coming, of course. Excuse me, we all saw it coming. It was nerfed when it returned back in OG. But this thing back in the day, man, it was crazy. It literally felt like a boss on the map. It was like a version of Thanos, you know? I love it so much. What's up, Galactic?
Because the Infinity Blade had one of the shortest lifespans of any item ever added to the game. Not only was this one of the most broken items ever, it was also added similarly to the Stormflip at the worst possible time. The Infinity Blade was added the morning of the Winter Royale semi-finals in 2018, which at the time was the largest open tournament Fortnite had ever hosted at a $1 million prize pool.
And just like I was talking about with the Stormflip, how could you not see this being a disaster for competitive? You know? I don't get it, man.
One blade is spawned in every single game at Polar Peak, and it took 5 seconds to pull from the pedestal. Now, if you got it, you instantly gained 200 health and 200 shield, which regenerated over time. It also had 2 attacks that dealt 75 damage and broke literally every build. Entire lobbies started landing at Polar Peak in this cup, with only obviously one player coming out with a blade. Sam's run with his blade is still one of the most infamous clips in competitive history, as he just jumps through every single build in the endgame, eliminating player after player.
And this is a blast in pubs. But this should not be a thing in competitive whatsoever. And I actually feel really bad for the people who had to play in that tournament, because you're screwing around with people like actually trying to, and I know it's a video game at the end of the day, but I think it becomes more of a video game when you become like hardcore into competitive. You have people trying to, you know, make a career for themselves, make a name for themselves, and you're just like dropping something that's completely unfair like that. It shouldn't be in competitive. You know how I always talk about like, oh, this is fun, get over it, it's a video game? That applies for like your regular public game.
Player. What most people don't realize about this clip though is that this happened in the semi-finals and not the finals, and by the time the finals rolled around, players had already started to come up with counters, and somehow those counters were the planes.
There we go. This is what I called at the beginning of the video. Dude, when these things first dropped, Nick, are you still here, by the way? Guys, Nick, Diddy, and I, oh my god, the amount of time that we spent in OG Season 7 when the planes first dropped, when these things were busted, all we did was get into the planes and drove through everybody's builds, destroying them. Dude, I missed that. OG Season 7, and I know I say this all the time, and I still stand on it, by the way. I'm not accusing any of you in particular in chat, okay? Everybody's constantly talking about how, oh my god, I miss OG Season 7. No, you didn't. This was like the first, like, not the first, but like this was one of like the craziest times to ever be part of the community, because everybody was constantly talking about the game dying because of these planes. I was one of the people who was legitimately having fun with it, and I miss these planes so much, and we got them nerfed because everybody was bitching and moaning about them. I hate it so much. What's up, Bard? I still get PTSD flashbacks from those planes. You remember properly.
So many players were landing at Polar Peak. Players like Rote would land on a nearby plane and just spam anyone trying to grab the blade during its 5-second pickup animation.
Dude, we didn't even do that. We just drove through a bunch of people's towers all the time. People were having a 1v1.
Some free elimination points. Other players who landed at different planes would just fly all the way up to sky limit and just pretend to fight each other just by shooting and missing over and over.
Oh, you know how many times that we've also gotten into the sky and just like slammed the planes into each other too?
I love the fact that the broadcast actually showed this. So they flew up as high as possible, basically to just stay out of the way of the blade, and obviously other players shooting them too.
I always avoided the Infinity Blade with balloons. That was the best way to get about it. But the problem was with the balloons, you are like so open to being shot with an AR, being sniped. So once you avoid the Infinity Blade, someone else is coming after you.
Infinity Blade lasted 3 days before Epic Games removed it from every playlist. And in those 3 days, you would think the Epic Games would learn a bit of a lesson. So you probably shouldn't just drop instant win condition items into tournaments and expect the skill to matter and players to be happy. But this video wouldn't be very interesting if that was true. Nothing else has ruined the love for the game quite like the mechs.
Dude, that my favorite season. The mechs were hilarious. Dude, I miss having like a boss on the map. The times where you actually got the mech and you felt like unstoppable, just stomping on people, spraying everywhere, not having, and it was so much fun having someone like actually trying to like bolt into your mech, having the self-destruct too. I can go on and on all day about why I love this season so much, man.
These weren't
YG said, imagine the pre-nerf planes to the modern Fortnite community. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's ridiculous, man. Those planes wouldn't last a day, Bard said. 100%. 100%. So the one thing I do not understand, like I know people are constantly blinded by nostalgia in this community, but man, Chapter 1 Season 7 is one I do not get. Everybody hated that season. Everybody. And now everybody's always like, oh my god, it's just the perfect little wholesome Christmas season. I miss it so much. What a great time to play Fortnite. Like, dude, not you guys. Shut your mouth. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there are so few people that really love that season.
Technically an item, but they were worse than any item we've talked about so far, and there's absolutely no way I'm not bringing them up in this video. The missiles broke builds instantly, and the turrets just shredded players. If you saw a mech coming your way, like, it was literally just over. And for some of the best players in the world, this cost them a lot of money. In Season 8...
And that's what I get. That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be happening at all. But it was really fun. What's up, Doom?
FNCS, Mongrel Beater, and Benchfishy were by far the most dominant trio in Europe. Across the qualifiers, they placed second, first, and first, and then went on to also win their heat. Do you know how much this earned them? $134,400.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's just not fair. That shouldn't be a thing in competitive whatsoever. But I do miss hiding behind the corners. You know, like that loading screen? I don't know which one I don't remember the skin in the loading screen, but like it's like a twist on a different loading screen, almost like Jurassic Park. Thank God my dog's sleeping. I said the PIRK word. And you know, they're hiding behind a box or in Dusty Depot with the mech like stomping around, dude. I miss that feeling with like you could hear the foot stomps, or in Tilted Town where you couldn't break anything and you had to like hide within a house as like a mech was stomping around through the city. Oh, pure adrenaline within Fortnite. I miss that feeling so much, guys. I miss it so much, man. Hide and Seek said, I think the people meaning at the end it was Season 7 was Siphon free battle pass going into Season 8. No, everybody talks about like the fun little Christmas feeling, you know? Sam, we'll answer that another time where we're not reacting.
They were the clear favorites to win the entire event, but in the grand finals, Kiriachi, Fremok, and Kong repeatedly pushed them, griefing them off spawn at retail row. Now, this wasn't because of their smart strat, their rotations, their better aim, better fighting, but a lot of times just because they had a mech. MMB ended up coming 10th in the grand finals, earning $3,200 each, when first place was $165,000 per player. Now,
dude, that's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people are trying to make, like, I know this isn't generational wealth, but they're trying to get there. They're trying to, you know, that's life-changing money for a lot of people, and you shouldn't have something that broken within competitive. So I completely understand the outrage for something like that. 100%.
Not winning wasn't 100% just because of the mechs, but this definitely cost them a lot of money. This wasn't just frustrating for pros, it completely killed momentum for competitive Fortnite as a whole.
Dude, that's just one thing in Season X that people were going crazy about too. Casual Ace said, if Chapter 1 Season 7 happened in the summer, it would be rated a bottom tier season. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
World Cup had just happened the season prior, and interest in competitive Fortnite was an all-time high. I remember being more motivated than ever. Then I remember loading into a game and I had to play against this, man. What is this? To this day, some of the most upvoted posts on r/Fortnite competitive are still about the mechs almost 7 years later.
Oh, you know what? Guys, you got to remind me about that. That's actually a great video. I would love to go back and look at those things. That's hilarious. Oh, that's a great video. I would love to do that, man. Call said, bro, you just got to adapt, lol. Dude, you know what's funny? I still get comments every once in a while, whether it's like a Twitter post, whether it's like a random comment on YouTube where I say something that's like completely unrelated to anything broken in Fortnite. Shut up! You told people to adapt during Fortnite Wrecked. I'm like, there's no way that you've been holding on to that for that long. It's so funny. I still get those comments to this day.
How bad it was. But don't worry, guys. Epic Games added a counter to the mechs, the Junk Rift.
Yeah, guys. Do you remember when that was supposed to be the counter to the mechs? How? With the mechs boosting around, jumping up in the air. Don't get me wrong, the Junk Rift is great. I love it as an item and it's very fun. But how is this supposed to be like the solution to the big problem being mechs?
Now the goal here was that you'd throw this on a mech and it would destroy it, but the mechs could just move out of the way of that. So instead, people are just throwing this on builds, and it destroyed every single build until it hit the ground, dealing 200 damage to any player it hit as well. So
I still think this is a great item. Dare I say it's a balanced item. Dare I say it's a balanced item. I think it is a balanced item, guys. I do. Like, you have so much time to get out of the way. You throw it to the ground, there's that blue rift effect. You hear the and then you hear the you have all of that time to get out of the way. Yeah, that should be a one-shot kill if you get hit by that.
somehow, Epic Games had responded to an uncounterable vehicle by adding an uncounterable item. Right. Honestly, vehicles have been pretty poorly balanced for competitive across the whole lifespan of the game. And for the last few years, cars have been disabled in competitive modes. I think that's mainly because in Chapter 3, trucks just became the meta because you could just drive through every build.
I miss doing that as well. Dude, you know what how did we not think about it at the beginning of this video with Fortnite Wrecked? So right, you said mechs wouldn't be that bad if they couldn't move while shooting. Yeah, that's true, but would it be a mech then? Why'd you like that impression of Junk Rifts? I don't think I could do it again off the top of my head. I don't remember what I was doing.
Come on!
Oh, that said, it's the same people being mad at Clark for burying battle passes. That's so true. Yeah, oh my god, that's so true. It's funny, like, the little things that people hold on to that just, like, I don't understand. Like, it's funny to bring it up. Like, haha, Clark's married to a battle pass. Haha. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even think it's that funny. Like, oh my god, Clen told people to adapt during Fortnite Wrecked. Like, it's not that funny. It's not funny like Clark being married to battle passes. That's funny. But it's weird that, like, people, like, really hate you because of it. You know, the internet's kind of like a special thing. It's really funny.
It wasn't just items that were unfairly breaking builds. There's a lot of weapons that did the exact same thing. The hand cannon nowadays might feel like a slow, clunky weapon, but back in Chapter 1, it was one of the most overpowered guns Fortnite had ever seen. Early Fortnite was still very much in its experimental phase. Epic Games hadn't really figured out weapon balance yet, and one of them they absolutely had not figured out yet was structure damage. In patch 6.20, Epic Games increased the hand cannon structure damage from 79 and 83 all the way up to 150 and 157.
Now, I actually like that. I wish I knew what the hand cannon was right now because it hasn't been in the game for so long. I don't know if they've changed this, but I think the proper way to handle hand cannons is to have it do a one-shot because I love a gun with a gimmick, and I know it's not really a gimmick, but I love the fact that you can, like, do something fun with the item other than just shooting it, and it's something fun with the weapon. That's why I love exotics so much. So I love the fact that you could take the hand cannon, you could one-shot a wall, and then do something else with that. And you could use it as a long-range pistol, hard-hitting pistol. I understand that it was broken, though, when it could just one-shot anything. I like it when you could one-shot wood. If you have brick, if you have metal, you can't do that. That puts, like, a nice spin on the game.
Add to this, a few months earlier in patch 4.3, they'd completely removed any damage drop-off to structures with the hand cannon. That meant that at any range, the hand cannon could one-shot a fully built wood wall, break brick in 2 shots, and wipe out metal in 3.
Was it always like that? Then I think that's fine. I enjoy it like that. I feel like I remembered it. Maybe I'm just misremembering that then. I thought it could one-shot any wall. I'm okay with that. If you build out of wood, you got to worry about a hand cannon.
Barely a year after Fortnite's release, and most players, including pros, were honestly terrible. Most players didn't know how to replace walls, hold builds, or even react properly under pressure. So you could literally just walk up to someone's box, shoot it once with a hand cannon, and immediately pump the player inside.
But you got to be ready for that. Put a trap in there, have your pump ready for people doing it, because a lot of people carried a hand cannon. I like it, man. I'm for that.
But what made this weapon even more broken was how legacy aim assist worked back then. When you aim down sights, there's a small snap-on effect, and I'll be honest, calling it small is very generous.
I was so good at that. I was so disappointed. I understood why they removed it, but I was disappointed when they removed it. I got so good at that snap with the hand cannon, dude. Oh, I forgot about that.
But if your crosshair was anywhere near an opponent and you ADS'd, you just drag directly to them. You know how broken it was when players as bad as me were abusing this? So in close range, you could do this
right out of the sky. The amount of, like, Oh, the amount of people I just cooked out of the air, dude.
Either double pump or to just walk into players' boxes by destroying their builds, and at long range, you could hit really easy high damage shots. Eventually, the structure damage was nerfed, but this meant that this was breaking the meta for like 4 months. And could you imagine how broken this would be now that players actually know how to box fight? But this definitely exposed how broken high structure damage weapons could be if they were not properly balanced. And instead of learning from that mistake, Epic Games made something even worse.
I'm for this, though. It's a heavy sniper. It should one-shot any build. I love that. I love that, dude. Sam said, to be fair, surely in Wrecked, since boss cars were the meta, why wouldn't the competitive players just try to get a boss car off drop? Then it's basically just be a mini late game and the best player gets the car. Dudes, but something that broken with the cars, it shouldn't be in competitive. I don't like, you need to balance it more. Like as it was like towards the end of Wrecked where cars were kind of useless. Yeah, sure.
Heavy sniper. It didn't just damage builds. It was literally designed to delete them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It dealt 1,100 structure damage, which meant that you could one-shot literally any structure. Even worse, players learned how to...
Hang on. What? Koala? That's not exactly what happened, okay?
I'm a heavy sniper shot with an RPG, letting the rocket explode inside another player's box. Or you could double snipe where you're both carrying heavy snipers and one shot would destroy the wall and the second one would hit the player.
That's strategic. And you shouldn't stay, like, just crouched in your box. Move around. I'm sorry. I think that's great. If you and your teammate can pull off sniping someone at the exact same time with 2 heavy snipers, that's strategic. I love that, man. And what's the video called? It's called Strange Items That Broke Fortnite. You know what? This is a good time to have a little bit of a pause on the video. We're not going to go through the entire thing, guys, because we do it in a bunch of these videos. If you'd like to support me, your support means the world, guys. Use code Clen in the item shop. I still don't know if capital letters matter, but it's all capital letters. So thank you so much to people who do use the code. Thank you for anybody considering supporting.
There was literally nothing more tilting than playing an entire game perfectly, only to have someone just delete your wall and end your tournament in a split second.
Nah, sniper should one-shot. Sniper should always one-shot.
What made the heavy sniper especially frustrating was that Epic truly never really nerfed it, unlike the hand cannon. And honestly, like, that was kind of by design. The entire point of the heavy sniper was that it broke builds. It's heavy. That's the point. If they nerf the structure damage, they might as well just vault it and just bring back the bolt action.
Dude, it's so useless if it's nerfed. I love the heavy sniper like that. It's a perfectly balanced gun.
Most snipers are
gun
broken because you can end your game in a single headshot, but the heavy sniper just really needed a body shot to do so. If you look back at game 1 of the World Cup, Booga got a body shot snipe to kill someone that clutched him a crucial refresh here, and that's because most players in Chapter 1 were just running around with pots and pans because the loot pool was so spread out and it was impossible to actually get up to 200 HP.
What's pots and pans mean in Fortnite competitive? Does anybody know? You mean just like running with like gray weapons? Is that pots and pans?
So a heavy sniper that does 150 or 157 body shot just one-shots a huge amount of players in the lobby. The heavy sniper was added in August of 2018, and it wasn't first vaulted until Chapter 2 over a year later, which meant that during the Winter Royale, World Cup qualifiers, World Cup finals, and even the Season X FNCS and all the huge...
Oh, pots and pans is bad loot. Okay, I got it. Thank you. That helps.
Prize pool tournaments that season, your entire tournament run could just end with one shot through a wall. It was actually still prevalent in a lot of Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, so it took almost 4 years for Epic Games to actually finally remove this from competitive playlists.
No, I'm sorry, it should be in competitive. I think you should be rewarded for your one-shots, and I think that it's cool that it one-shots builds. You have a gun that's pretty unique that way.
By Chapter 4, the Epic would know better that they probably shouldn't add a weapon that just deletes any build in a single shot, but they added the heisted breacher.
I love that gun too! I love that gun too. Now, if you want to have a conversation about exotics in general not being competitive, I will hear you out there. But this gun was difficult to hit people with, and it was strategic. You could break any build with it. I love it, man. I think it's great.
Shotgun. Now, this was an exotic that was obtainable throughout the holo chest in Chapter 4, and despite its 759 structure damage, it did have a mechanism to balance it. Since the shotgun only shot a single pellet, you had to aim down sights in order for it to be 100% accurate.
That's why it was always so funny, because I used this gun constantly whenever I got it, dude, and then the times where like somebody's in your face and like the spread was just like this, right? The times where you like just stuff it in somebody's mouth then you actually one-shot them to the head was always hilarious.
Surprisingly, this didn't balance out at all, and after dying to this gun for an entire chapter, I'm very happy to say that it never returned to the game. Now, a category of weapon that has quietly broken competitive Fortnite multiple times is spray weapons. Most shooter games are built around assault rifles, but Fortnite, at least in build mode, is fundamentally a shotgun game. Its entire skill loop revolves around peaks, edits, timings, reset, and hitting a big bang. So whenever a meta emerges where players stop carrying shotguns altogether, something is definitely wrong.
That's actually a good way to put it. Yeah, the drum gun was too much. The drum gun was ridiculous, man. That said, they did the pump dirty by nerfing the headshot damage. It does feel a little bit weird to me, but maybe I'm just not used to playing with it anymore. I don't know.
The drum gun was first added in patch version 4.5, and it was insanely broken. In the blue rarity, it dealt 27 damage with a fire rate of 9 shots per second. Now, current SMGs have a damage per second of around 180, but this OG drum gun was 243. Back then, weapons also had a headshot multiplier of 2 times, and it felt insanely easy to hit shots with this gun too because of its large reticule.
And then what did the entire Fortnite community do? They unvaulted it during the unvaulting event. I still want to know if that thing was rigged, man. Once, dude, when the day comes where I'm actually like intertwined with Epic Games and we're kind of like this, like a bunch of other creators, I'm gonna ask somebody on the inside whether or not like and I probably wouldn't be able to share that information, but something that I really want to know on the inside was whether or not the unvaulting event was like rigged on their end or not, man. These videos are such good quality, one of the best Fortnite creators out there. What's up, Zero? Yeah, I never really watched this channel up until like another reaction video that we did, maybe another video before. It's very well done.
Don't forget, this also had a magazine size of 50. This is literally the most brain-dead weapon of all time. You just aim it near someone and it just shredded. Thankfully, this was vaulted around 2 months later, and I think we can all agree that this was a good thing. But this is Season 5. There wasn't really any tournaments then. Well, that's because during the unvaulting event, the community had to choose to unvault one item. There were 6 options: bouncers, drum gun, grappler, the infinity blade, planes, and the tactical submachine.
What were you guys voting for back in the day, dude? I was over there on the planes. I missed the planes. I wanted them back after I missed my beloved Chapter 1 Season 7, man. Other than that, I did like the TAC SMG as well. I didn't want the grappler. I didn't care for the bouncers. I knew they would be back too. The Infinity Blade, I knew nobody was going to vote for. At least I was stupid enough to think that planes had like a little bit of a chance. Maybe there were people like me. TAC SMG, TAC or Grappler. I voted TAC SMG. TAC SMG, everybody? Really? Pro Zero over here too. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Bro, the event didn't even work for me. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, dude. I loved the unvaulting event. I thought it was really great. Oh, well, there we go. YG voted the drum gun.
Gun. Now, honestly,
yeah, like I just struggled to see because so many people didn't like the drum gun. I really think that it was just Epic Games unvaulting it.
all of these options kind of suck outside of the bouncers, which, let's be real, the casual audience are not going to vote for. So,
oh my god, the unvaulting event was nearly a decade ago. Holy, man. Holy. Wow. I'd feel old if I wasn't 28. I'm in my prime.
Unsurprisingly, they unvaulted the drum gun.
Yo, everyone's hitting the drum gun. No one's on the bouncer. Hey, come over here, you bots.
But yet again, the timing of this was...
I've never seen that. Maybe there was a lot of people hitting the drum gun. I don't remember. I have my old clip of what people were putting. I don't remember.
Incredibly bad, as this was right before week 5 of the World Cup qualifiers. And unsurprisingly, this is also a week that Lecce, the controller player, won. So the week after this, they nerfed it by 4 damage per shot, reducing its damage per second by 17%. But this is too little too late. If you played week 5 of the solo qualifiers, you know just how frustrating this weapon truly was. But that's not the only time this has happened. Chapter 3 felt like Fortnite was actively trying to not be a shotgun-based game. Instead of fights revolving around peaks, edits, resets, the meta shifted just towards running straight into players' boxes with SMGs and overwhelming them with pure pressure.
I did really love the Stinger SMG. That was a great weapon, dude. I'm curious how they're going to do the unvaulting in OG. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to put the same stuff in there. Dude, they should put some wild stuff in there. That'd be funny.
Season 1, Epic added the Stinger SMG, a weapon with a damage per second of around 240, almost identical to the original drum gun before its nerf. And when you pair that with the MK7 assault rifle for mid and long range, there was almost no reason to carry a shotgun at all, especially when the shotgun this season was relatively weak before it got buffed. Hen's FNCS winning clutch with Queasy is a perfect example of this. For almost the entire game, he didn't even need a shotgun. He only picked one up when it came down to the final 1v1 of the final match. And that...
Wow, I didn't even know there was a time where people were just not using shotguns. Huh. Again, I think that's probably just me not paying that much attention to the competitive scene. That's really funny. I would have never guessed.
Alone tells you just how bad this loophole balance is. But instead of stepping away from that design, the next season Epic Games doubled down. The Stinger was nerfed. but only to make room for a more broken SMG, the Combat SMG.
Hey, I still love the Stinger SMG. I loved it, dude. What's up, Snowy?
Unsurprisingly, with a damage per second of 240. Chapter 3 had a very frustrating meta that abandoned all of the core aspects that made fighting fun and enjoyable, and it was mainly just because these SMGs ruined it.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people being pissed off about that, but I think I remember more people being upset about the, not just the Foundations MK, but just the MK7 in general. Unless we're just talking about Chapter 3 in general. I never really used the Combat SMG. I didn't like I think it was the recoil. But then again, I can't relate to this because I never use SMGs, period. I liked the Stinger. I liked the Suppress SMG when it was broken back in like Chapter 1, Season 4. But I always use just an assault rifle instead of an SMG usually.
But there have been other items that have broke Fortnite's fundamentals in different ways than this. The Storm Scout Sniper is a weapon that, when you aim down sights, shows you exactly where the next zone is going to pull.
Now, I thought this was a great weapon too, not in the sense like, I liked it because it was such an underwhelming sniper, but it had such like a cool, unique effect that it was worth picking up. I thought it was balanced too.
In a competitive game, which is entirely built around getting to good positions, making good rotations, and damaging other players, knowing where all the zones are is not a small advantage. It's
okay, perhaps, you know what, never mind. I take back what I said completely. That should not be competitive. I understand that.
It's literally game winning. Unsurprisingly, like all of the best items in Fortnite's history, the Storm Scout was first added in Season X, but surprisingly, it wasn't actually added to competitive. Until Chapter 2, Season 5. If you spoke to the NPC Maeve at Shipwreck's Cove, you could buy it for 500 gold bars. Now, unlike in public matches, bars reset at the start of every tournament match, so 500 was incredibly difficult to obtain. In a tournament environment, only a few teams could realistically afford it and then actually reach it safely and before any other team.
You know, I don't know how I feel about that. If it's something that you have to earn through gold with the tournament, I don't know. It's something that everybody can go get. If it's only going to be in a couple games, I'm kind of like for it in that sense, man. Mr. Butter said the exotic burst pulse rifle should come back. I don't even remember when that was in the game, to be honest with you. I remember you could get the Storm Scout super early by spamming chess and creative. Really? I don't remember that either. Yeah, Zero said it takes a slot too. Yeah, you know what? I'd be for it if it's something you had to earn like that.
My main one was the team who was landing at Weeping Woods. By breaking every bed and couch and opening every chest and then completing NPC quests in tournaments, they could consistently buy the Storm Scout almost every single game. So basically, the team landing Weeping Woods was the only team capable of knowing where every single zone was pulling. It took Epic nearly 2 months to finally remove the Storm Scout from competitive playlists, but for some reason they just added the exact same functionality back to the game a few
I love hearing how long it takes for Epic Games to just get rid of some stuff.
years later. In Chapter 5, forecast towers were added as a mid-game objective, which in theory balances it out. If it's so good, lots of teams will fight for it, and it's kind of high risk, high reward. But in high-level play, for the most part, this was actually just lame. Who actually claimed the tower a lot of times just came down to whoever got there first, as other teams just didn't want to grief their game trying to close the gap and then taking a longer fight just for...
I don't know how I feel about that one either, because again, it is like kind of a risk and reward. NPCs are now disabled in tournaments. Yeah, I know that, but I don't like mind the idea of just having it around if it's something you have to earn like that, you know? Huh. Hang on, this is very unrelated. Quella just said the Pixar's making another Monsters Inc. That's crazy. That's awesome if that's awesome if that you're not just trolling around.
This benefit. These towers were a crucial part of Peterbot and Poyo's insane run over the year of 2024, and it was particularly important in how they won the FNCS Global Championship. Since they knew where every next zone was going to be, they rotated up on top of Loot Island and would use either the Flowberry Fizz combined with the launch pad or the rift below a few seconds before the 6th zone was about to appear. Since they had forecast, when the 6th zone appeared, they actually knew when the 7th zone appeared, and since they were flying high up in the sky, they could then choose the best spot to land at in this zone.
I kind of think that's just smart. What do you guys think? What I miss most is storm flips, dude. Oh, what I miss most? I could go on all day about what I miss most. But I miss the storm flips a lot. But again, I can agree that they should not be in competitive.
Since they're up on the island before, they essentially skipped 2 or 3 entire rotations just using this, and got to this spot early, meaning they could beam anyone who was trying to rotate there late. They were obviously the best team in the lobby, but having much more information than every other team played a massive part in their success this year. Thankfully, while Forecast did return to public matches in Chapter 6, it never made its way back to tournaments, because it was extremely unfair to have a small handful of teams know exactly where every zone was going to pull.
I guess I can understand that, to be honest with you. I get that. Summoner said bring back shakedowns. Dude, I miss that feature so much. It seems like that's kind of like unanimously loved beyond everybody. You know? It's one of those things that I never understood why Epic Games never brought back.
Thankfully, over the last few years, Epic Games has drawn a hard line between the casual and the competitive Fortnite loopholes, giving the casuals the fun stuff and keeping all that broken stuff out of tournaments.
Dude, it's not enough. They need to do it more because we're still not getting like the fun stuff that we used to get back in Chapter 1 or even like some stuff that we've had in like Chapter 3, let's say. They need to separate it more. They need to go crazier with pubs.
If you enjoyed the video, please like
that. That was a really, really well done video, man. I really enjoyed that video. It's a good channel. I'm definitely going to be watching more videos. I'm going to definitely be reacting to more videos, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who has been reacting to this video for me. If you happen to be watching this video when it is posted to YouTube, look out for some live streams, guys. Participate in the conversations. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And please give me some feedback on whether or not you'd like chat on the screen. For now, if you want to continue watching some reaction content, why don't you check out this video on screen? YouTube. That's not true. I picked this video. It's right here. Sometimes I say YouTube thinks you'll like this video the best. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. How do you like that? Outro. Boom. They're shaking me down with a scary sense in here. That's so true. My mouse is about to die. Just let me go get some batteries, guys. 1 second. I'll be back in just a second. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I have another video that I'd like to... Guys, what do you mean I can't... What do you mean I can't see the videos, Maviar? I'm live. That's a video that's going to be posted to YouTube. I just need to change my batteries. 1 sec. W outro. I think sometimes I like mess it up. Sometimes I have it down. What's okay, Sunny baby? Hi, sweetheart. Hi, baby. You good girl. You good girl. I got the good old rechargeable batteries over here. Boom. And I'm just gonna answer my wife right in a second. Okay. My wife's going to be getting off work in about an hour. We're going to spend some time together, so I'll react to one more video today. The camera's crazy. You like it? I just had to buy a new one because I had a power surge and it ruined my other camera. $600 in repairs. You know, recording vids on stream is also more efficient. That's true, but I'm not going to record like my regular videos. I feel like that's something like I would only do for reaction content. But yeah, I never realized that I'd have this much fun like with you guys here giving your opinions and stuff because like that's part of the channel, you know. There are so many videos where I feature other people's opinions. It's cool to kind of like get that live as well. What's the video? It is titled Strange Items That Broke Fortnite by Reisshub, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So there is another video that I wanted to react to, and it was from SypherPK, every major Fortnite collab from 2018 to 2026. How you guys feeling about that video? So we talking about Wendy's next week? Wendy's, yeah. That's gonna be posted in 20 minutes. No, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping it in the vault. That's something that I could post anytime. I need to take a break. Dude, Little Caesars is garbage. I hate Little Caesars. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm glad to have you guys here. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with you guys, like reacting to the video. I wish I would have started doing this years ago. Because I enjoy doing it real time. I enjoy live streaming a lot. I can't wait to do this full time, man. I am going to be a non-stop content grinding machine once we end up getting to do this full time. Pizza Hut's okay. Pizza Hut used to be better. I'm telling you, the best collab of all Fortnite is Miku. What? Crazy. Low-key, I never had Little Caesars. Dude, you're not missing out on much. Low-key, you're underrated. Thank you, Mad VR. I've never had Papa John's. Bart that hurt my soul. I've been to fast food like 4 times in my life, and it was Wendy's. Wendy's is garbage, too. Garbage. Domino's sucks too. Dude, I think that's a US thing where people go crazy for Domino's. Maybe it's not the US. It's somewhere like that, not in Canada. People go crazy for Domino's. I don't get it. Yo, chat, who wants me to start streaming full time? Me. I've never heard of Cece's Pizza. Wendy's has the best chicken nuggets. Never had Wendy's chicken nuggets, to be honest. I'm waiting for wacky items for April 1st updates since they lack doing it for years. Dude, actually, with Ted Timmons right now, I could see them doing something for April Fools, which would be cool. Sorry, guys. Again, I was sick all week, so I'm sniffling a little bit. Excuse me. Okay. How you guys feeling about a SypherPK video, every major Fortnite collab? It's just, this is one of those, like, evergreen videos that Sypher posted. Could be good. Could be good to react to. If anybody has any other ideas, I'm willing to hear them out. shortly. So thoughts on the buffs to the assault rifle? I haven't played with it yet, so I wanna hold off on my opinions for that. So far, I'm not loving the idea, but I'm gonna hold my judgment until I go play. Again, I was sick all week. I've been doing nothing but laying down and sleeping. Dude, I get so like antsy when you know it's funny. It's no big deal if I call into like my day job, but I want to post content. Like I'm on a mission, dude. I'm on a mission to get to the top of YouTube, and if I have to go like, dude, I can't believe that I was floored for almost a week of no content. I get so antsy about it, dude. Also, speaking of content, I'd love to know what you guys think about this. And again, I'm always looking to make the channel the best that it could be, right? So I would love some feedback. I sent Jakey a message. For those of you who know Jakey on the channel, Jakey is awesome. Jakey, I know that he was looking for some work for editing. I was thinking of experimenting with a video or two, and literally like only a video or two, because I can't afford something like that. But I would love like a really, really highly edited video, something along the lines of like what we just saw with Reisshub. And I was thinking of like doing like my initial idea, which I don't know if what I would do, where it's like every single map from worst to best in Fortnite. Something like that, and like have it like highly edited instead of just me yapping. But that's like so uncharacteristic for what I do on this channel that I don't know if it would like throw people off, you know what I mean? So I wanted to experiment with a couple things like that that's highly edited, and see how they perform on YouTube, see how people like it. And then if it does perform, then I'll do it like once a month maybe, because again, I can't afford an editor, but I still want to produce some good content, you know? Jakey, no, I sent Jakey a message because I knew he was looking for work. Why is there, are you looking for editing work? Is that why you're asking? But yeah, no, like I literally just started talking to him today. So like that was just like my first thought was like, oh, I know that Jakey was looking for some work. So I sent him a message. Yo, can somebody just give me money so I can buy more Legos? Yeah, my wife wants Legos. That'll be interesting to see, honestly. Yeah, and I'll definitely be asking too, like for, again, objective feedback, because I'm worried that it would feel a little bit weird for the channel, because so many of my videos, I don't know if personable is the right word to use, because I'm just sitting here, I'm like talking to you guys, it's more like conversation based, and it's not anything like highly produced or highly edited. So I don't know how that would do, but I'm always willing to test things out. Maybe do a hot takes video. I need to get back to doing a hot takes video. I haven't done one of those in a while. All right, let me reset for a second, then we'll get into the reaction. Excuse me. I've been buying a little too much Legos recently. Hey, nothing. I mean, you got a budget. I mean, I want more practice. I'll be very busy with stuff the next few months, but if you need help like once a month, maybe I'd be down. I'll keep that in mind then, Zero. Thank you. I'm kind of addicted. Lego's a good hobby, dude. Very good hobby. It's like a drug. All right, let's get into this this reaction video for today, okay? Are you guys ready? Next video. I'm gonna hit the recording. We're gonna do the intro. I'm gonna sit up a little bit. Oh, you know, I don't look like death. I was just thinking. I was just looking at OBS over there. Again, I'm still, I'm just getting over being under the weather. Did nothing but sleep. Ready? Ready? Okay, let's get into it. Hit the recording. Guys, today we are going to be reacting to a video from SypherPK, every major Fortnite collab from 2018 over to 2026. We are currently live on stream. I will be reading related chats throughout. Let's see what this video has to say.
And this didn't
Oh my god, I'm 10 seconds into the video.
Went from 6 items in the item shop to hosting concerts, movies, anime, fashion brands, and entire seasons built around collaboration.
Now, you know what sucks is the first thing I have to say about this video is this is like hitting me in like the nostalgia feels right now, because it has that like Mario Galaxy theme. There's just something about it. And you know what's funny is Snowy said that right now. Funky Kong gets added to Fortnite, be the perfect game. Funky Kong of all people. Dude, I really do think we're getting a Pokemon collab. Maybe not this year, maybe not, maybe next year. But dude, it's coming. That's why they have sidekicks. I'm convinced.
And this didn't happen overnight. So today we're going through each year, following how Fortnite collabs didn't just grow, they completely reshaped what the game even is.
I think you mean ruined the game. I think you mean ruined the game, SypherPK. I think he means ruined. Okay?
Back in 2017, no one could have predicted just how insane Fortnite collaborations were going to be. In Season 1, the Fortnite item shop was tiny. At most, you'd see about 6 items at a time.
Dude, I actually still miss the item shop being like that. I understand that Epic Games is making a ton of money as it is, but I miss like the special shops. I miss waiting for the shop rotation. I miss literally watching iTalk's videos and hearing like what he had to say about the shop. I miss when the shop was like compact like that. And I'd be okay with like more than the shop that's shown on screen right here, but it's just too big now, you know?
The shop was split between daily items and weekly items, and that was basically it. But even this early on, Fortnite was already experimenting. Epic invited creators like Vanoss Gaming, PewDiePie, and Muselk to a Save the World event called Search for Survivors.
This must have been before my time, to be honest with you. MadVR said, I get the complaint of too many collabs, but people treat it like it's mandatory. Exactly. And I would understand in quite a few seasons of Fortnite. Not now. They're handling it perfectly in Chapter 7. There's a ton of collabs. We still got original content, story content. People are so wrong about Chapter 7 Season 1, dude.
Players could actually choose one of these creators as their commander in Save the World, and doing so unlocked a special banner icon with their logo. It wasn't a full collab skin yet, but it was the first hint at where things were going.
I've never heard about that. It was probably before my time. I started back in Chapter 1, Season 3.
Moving into Season 2, the item shop began to grow. Instead of just seeing 6 items, you'd usually see 8.
See, I'd be okay with this, and I'd be okay with more. Like, I remember somewhere in Chapter 2, I believe it was, where you had to, like, scroll a little bit. Like, there were pages like this, too. It's just... it was still stuff to look forward to, you know?
In general, cosmetics started to level up as we got our first legendary skin in the shop, Red Knight. Fortnite also began adding in holiday-themed skins, and in February of 2018, we got the Alpine and Mogul skins. Ski sets representing 8 different countries. These were our first skins that let players represent themselves with something directly from the real world.
Man, just looking back on this too, like, I'm not that guy. You guys all know I'm not that guy. I miss the UI from Chapter 1 so much. It was so much better. Oh, I sound like your typical Fortnite player now, you know, where it's like, it just had so much personality to it. But it's true. It's so true, man. The lighting on the skin in the shop looked better too. Let me see. Lighting on the skins in the shop?
The item shop was...
I don't know what it looks like right now into comparison, you know? And MadVR also said, I kind of miss rarity. It made the lockers look more colorful. Yeah, it was like, you know, it had that Fortnite charm to it. I completely agree with that. Even if, like, we all know they got rid of rarity for, like, the price increases and stuff like that. Even if they wanted to increase the price of rarities, I don't care. Like, just bring back the rarities.
Lacking due to size. Plus, cosmetics rotated only every 3 days, and people were ready to drop some serious money on the game. So much so that Ninja himself tweeted at Epic saying, please give us more cosmetics, saying that he would even be satisfied with a toilet plunger as a pickaxe.
Yeah.
So Fortnite went and gave Ninja exactly what he wanted with the plunger pickaxe just a week after his tweet.
That's so, like, it's that old personality that Fortnite used to have. And that's what's nice about Chapter 7 so far, is, like, we're kind of getting that, not like this exactly, but, you know, that type of charm that we were all missing. Zero said it's also the art style. I think Chapter 4 was my favorite art style, but it's just, like, the way that the shop was, and just, how do you describe it? Like, you know, with my mouse here, you know, just, like, the triangles and the design and the way that, like, they move throughout the lobby as it fades out into just the color back here. It was just so Fortnite, you know? I sound like your typical Fortnite player, but dude, I so agree when they talk about the old UI and stuff.
And if you watched Ninja in 2018 for more than 5 seconds, you probably heard him asking for Twitch Prime subs.
Feel free to click on this subscribe button, see if you got a Twitch Prime sub available, huh?
Which was perfect timing for Fortnite when they released 2 exclusive Twitch Prime skin packs. They gave players free cosmetics just for linking their Amazon Prime to their Twitch account. Once we got to Season 3, we saw multiple collabs in the Battle Pass, starting with our first official streamer collab.
Dude, I don't even remember any collabs in the Battle Pass at all, dude. The reason Chapter 1 was great is because of the unique feel for it and how nothing else felt like it. I wouldn't say that's the reason for it being great. There's a lot of things within Fortnite that made it great, but if you're talking about just, like, the Fortnite's own UI here, I guess, like, there's a point to be made there, man. Dude, Ninja would say, just remember Twitch Prime is fully free and made 10K. Guy's a genius.
Epic added CDN the Third's positivity logo as an emoticon into the Battle Pass. It's also one of the few emoticons that has a unique description. The second one wasn't actually confirmed, but the Reaper was always rumored to be John Wick.
Oh, 100% that was John Wick, dude. Look at that. And it even had the pencil pickaxe. And I never even watched any of the John Wick movies, and I know about that. You know? I don't care if legendary skins cost 2,000 V-Bucks, but an emote for 800. I mean, maybe there's another chat that I was missing there. Sorry about that, guys.
Keanu even mentioned that after the skin was released, people started coming up to him calling him the Fortnite guy. Donald Mustard claims that it wasn't intentional to resemble John Wick, but
yeah, okay, Donald Mustard. Okay. look at this guy, man.
you know. In Season 4, Fortnite took a massive leap forward with its first real official LTM collaboration.
Dude, this was something special back in the day. I still miss that Thanos was. I still wish that we could have it in squads. I hated that this was only solo, man. Even my wife loved playing this mode. She still talks about that, man.
The Infinity Gauntlet, and the hype was real. You got to literally become Thanos in Fortnite. No one was expecting this. Fortnite actually outdid themselves. And what's wild is that the collaboration almost didn't happen. Donald Mustard was not interested in collaborations back then. They had to convince him over a phone call to change his mind.
Yeah, we made a video about that. It was a phone call with the Russo brothers, I'm pretty sure it was. That, could you imagine like the direction Fortnite would have gone? Do you think Fortnite would have been as successful if they never actually dove into collabs? I'm sure that like I don't know about like as successful, maybe, probably. I don't know. This is literally like hide and seek in this mode. You could run into someone trying to hide from Thanos too. But that's the thing. Like so many people had so much fun with Thanos, which was like basically instant death, right? So why did everybody hate the mechs? I know there was like a culture shift, obviously, and people got more miserable too. I'm not saying you're miserable if you dislike the mechs. I completely understand if you dislike the mechs, and I know there were maybe too many of them. Would your opinion change if there was like one mech on the map? I don't know. I got that same rush when I was playing with the mechs as I did with Thanos. You know?
It would be very interesting to see where Fortnite would have gone if this LTM had never happened. Although this next one wasn't really an official Fortnite collab, it was still insane for the game because during March of 2018, Ninja streamed Fortnite with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith, breaking the all-time Twitch record by pulling in over 600,000 live viewers.
Dude, it was crazy. Fortnite was like doing numbers back in the day, eh? Matt said for me, if mechs weren't in Season X, it would be a top 10 for me. That's fair. I know a lot of people would have liked Season X a lot more without the mechs. The OG Black Widow and Star-Lord looked chopped, I can't lie. Yeah, in comparison to what they've done now, they were also called Outfit. They weren't actually like the collab, right?
This was extremely rare. Celebrities weren't very involved with creators during this time. And it was very special seeing not just a rapper on stream, but actually being interested in playing the game as well. And then in May of 2018, Epic introduced something huge. If you bought a PlayStation 4, you could get 500 V-Bucks and the Royal Bomber skin. This was the first time Fortnite tied cosmetics to a real-world purchase, and it opened the floodgates.
I don't really remember that. I'm sure I did. Again, I played Chapter 1, Season 3 if we're going in order over here, so this was after Thanos, so this is something that happened over here. I don't remember it.
Soon after, we got the Samsung Galaxy bundle in Season 5, then the Double Helix and Eon bundle in Season 6, and then the Iconic bundle in Season 8. And on November 10th, we got the NFL football skins that let you customize and show support for all teams.
Yeah, that one was real good, dude. That one was great. I love the NFL skins. See, and that shop that we just took a look at, actually, let me rewind for a second. This is something that I found a little bit okay, like as I was scrolling over to the right here, but I don't like once you started scrolling down, you know? I don't know if I'm like sounding weird when I'm talking about the old shop.
NFL football skins that let you customize and show support for all teams. And then Fortnite crossed over into movies. Wreck-It Ralph became the first official collaboration to actually appear on the Battle Royale map, playing on the movie screen over at Risky Reels.
Dude, they should have done so many more things on the Risky Reels too. Like it could you imagine they actually had like legitimate advertisements and not just like something fun like Wreck-It Ralph? I understand that was an advertisement, but you know what I mean. Bro, those OG Black Widow and Star-Lord skins were just Fortnite characters cosplaying. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And the free Hot Murat, I forgot about that. Oh my god, you just unlocked a memory VR.
Fortnite actually appeared in the movie as well when it released. 2019 is where Fortnite really starts to impress players even more. February 2nd was an insane day in Fortnite history because we had Marshmello put on an entire concert in Pleasant Park, and he became the first real life person and icon skin ever added to the game.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were hyped up about this, but maybe it's just because I missed the event. I don't care for Marshmello's music personally. The idea of the concert was cool, like the whole event for it was cool, but I didn't attend it. I was doing something. Maybe that's why I just like don't look at it. I just look at it and I go like, it's a Marshmello event. But it was like a major step forward, right?
The concert took a battle royale game and made it an interactive social experience, and it had over 10 million players tuned in to watch.
Crazy.
Outside of Fortnite itself, it was starting to expand beyond just being a game. Nerf started releasing toy versions of Fortnite weapons like the tac shotgun and bolt action.
Dude, I'm actually surprised that those Nerf guns didn't do better than they did. Like, I'm sure that they sold very well, but like, I thought this was going to be like the next big thing with kids once they announced that. But maybe it's just like, kind of like, I know we're talking like almost a decade ago, but did kids still play with Nerf guns? Because when I was a kid, dude, Nerf guns were massive. Everybody had Nerf guns. The amount of Nerf gun fights that we had like as kids was crazy, man. Snowy said, I remember so many people who got millions of views who did music blogs on creative Marshmello songs. I remember that too. Dude, some people were so creative there. I still own a bunch of those. I have them in like a bin somewhere, Bart. I can't remember the last time that I used Nerf guns. I had the best parents in the world, dude. Or have the best parents in the world. They got me so many Nerf guns.
Sniper, bringing Fortnite into real life. And in April 2019, Epic brought back...
Oh, hang on. What were they doing?
Bringing Fortnite...
That looks like fun. And like a parkour type, like Sky Zone type thing. I don't even know what that is. I know it's not like Sky Zone, obviously, but you know what I mean? That would be really fun. What are they doing? What? That looks like fun.
Into real life. And in April 2019, Epic brought back the Thanos Gauntlet for the endgame LTM, but this time it was bigger. We got Marvel weapons based off characters like Hawkeye's bow, Thor's Stormbreaker, and Captain America's shield.
This was fun to play every little bit. Like, it was fun once you actually got to be Thanos. It ended up getting old real quick when you were playing on the side of the heroes. I would have liked it better as a battle royale personally. Casual Dude Perfect Video? I have no idea what you're talking about there. Nerf battles are like prime Vietnam, yeah, honestly.
And we got our first Marvel skins in the Fortnite shop with Black Widow and Star-Lord. But honestly, these skins were more like Fortnite models cosplaying as the characters.
Who just said that? Somebody just said that in chat.
They represented the actual characters from the movie. Outside of LTMs, we started to see collabs begin to...
Oh, Dude Perfect. Sorry. I know Dude Perfect. I don't know what I was thinking, dude. Casual Dude Perfect. I was thinking like that was one thing. I understand what you mean, and I'm just an idiot. It's a Casual Dude Perfect video. Sorry, I'm a big idiot.
Like the actual map. Because in Season 9, we saw Wave 1 of the Stranger Things collab. Fortnite added the Scoops Ahoy ice cream shop before we even saw it in the show. And later in the season, portals began appearing on the Fortnite map resembling the Upside Down from the show.
Stranger Things mid. I know that's a very unpopular take. Dude, I have the most unpopular take ever when it comes to Stranger Things. I thought seasons 1 to 4 were just okay. Like, it was a good show. It was a little bit better than okay. Like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Season 5 was incredible. The finale was underwhelming. But I loved season 5 when dipshit Derek and Holly took over. The new cast for Stranger Things was so much more interesting.
In Season X, it pushed things even further. OGs will remember the Borderlands collab where it changed the entire art style of a small Borderlands POI.
Just another big win for Season X right there. Pandora. I miss it so much.
Pandora. We also got the Psycho Bandit skin, and up until recently, it was very rare. And Pandora only lasted about 2 weeks, but it showed what Fortnite could do. Later on in that same season, we saw Tilted Town replaced with Gotham City. This was Fortnite's first DC Comics takeover. We also got the explosive Batarang and Batman grapple gun, which were the first collab items added directly into Battle Royale.
Dude, I have this very, very special love for the Batman grappler. Oh, not the Batman grappler. Crap, what else was there? Because the Batman grappler was the one that deployed your glider, right? Was it just a regular grappler that was there? Never mind. I was just about to go off on a big nothing. Matt VR said Season X POs were so fun. Dude, I miss the Rift Zones so much. So much. Season 1 hard carries all Stranger Things. Dude, I didn't even think Season 1 was anything special, really. But for those of you who want to go subscribe to the Clenema channel, we do have a review on the finale of Stranger Things. Unfortunately, not season 1. I wasn't that interested in it. I didn't have a Clenema channel at the time, but you're welcome to go check it out.
Not just LTMs. Then came Fortnite X Jumpman. Fortnite teamed up with Air Jordan, giving us 2 Nike skins and the Downtown Drop LTM, which was the first official creative map collaboration. You could earn free sprays and back bling styles, but unless you actually played the map, most people forgot that this collab even happened.
I'm not a big skateboarding guy. I didn't care for this, and I didn't care for the map. I didn't like this one. Oh, dude, Summoner said Starry Suburbs top 3 POI. Yes, sir. 100%.
It was one of the first to bring a fashion brand into Fortnite. Fortnite started 2019 with a Marshmallow concert, and it ended it with Star Wars. We got a sneak peek of the rise of Skywalker at Risky Reels. Lightsabers and the First Order blaster rifles were added into the game, and it wasn't just collab items in Battle Royale, but now is actual weapons from the movie added directly into the game.
Dude, that would have been such a cool thing if they were just honest about what it was going to be, where it's like, hey, this is just an ad. We're going to be showing a big teaser for the next Star Wars movie. Then people would have been like, dude, this is so cool. This is actually in Fortnite. But they were like, Star Wars live event right now.
After the event, stormtroopers guarded crash sites around the map, making it the first collaboration to introduce NPCs into Fortnite. Epic did not slow down at all going into 2020. We got our first content creator icon skin with Ninja. Soon after, Pokimane got the first icon series emote without getting a skin.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually really surprised Epic Games never dove into making a Pokimane skin. Could you imagine the cash that would generate? Not only for the people who love Pokimane, but like just for the people, like I would buy it to do funny, stupid things with. Like we're walking around people at Fortnite Delulu going like, if you're broke, boy, just say so. Like, I would buy that, you know? And she was, like, really involved within Fortnite. Could you imagine the money that they would make from a Pokimane skin? She had a lot of controversies, though. the the only one that I can think of... Wait, what? Okay, controversies isn't the right word for it, is it? Maybe I'm just not keeping up with it. But, like, the only one I can think where she goes, like, you know... You ain't funny, you know? I still can't believe that she did that. I can't believe it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that people do that. You know? Like, it's one thing, like, and I'm not condoning it before I say this, okay? I'm not condoning it one little bit. I need you guys to understand that, okay? But, like, I get that there's people out there that say those words, like, behind closed doors. I just can't wrap my head around it. Like, the idea of just saying it online. Okay, I have a platform. I'm going to fire it off online, too. You know? But like, what other controversies has she been in other than like she said something dumb? You know, I don't think Fortnite would like, I don't know, especially now they can collab with anybody, you know? If you're broke, boy, just say so. See, that would be fun to walk around like in proximity chat. What do you mean saying what, Koala? I'm not saying it. This guy's trying to ag me on.
It was Fortnite's first TikTok-style emote, something that's now completely normal in the item shop. Fortnite was taking real-life trends and putting them straight into the game. Chapter 2 Season 2 dropped, and Fortnite went all in. Deadpool became the first collab skin in a battle pass. He wasn't just a skin either. He was a boss.
Sorry to interrupt again. Bard said, and hence the broke boys were born. So true. So true, dude.
On the yacht and had his very own mythic and got his own versions of Raven and Cuddle Team Leader. These were the first Fortnite mashup skins. He also had a unique battle pass feature complete with a
See, that's what I miss about the item shop, dude. This little like charm that Fortnite had, man. You had a big shop that you could scroll through, and then you had something special going on. Like, could you imagine they did this with collaborations, did something like fun and fancy with the item shop? I would love that. Dual pistols were overhated. Where did that come from? But I agree. I agree.
Wall breaking interactive cutaway that stayed true to the character design. And then
like, look
April
at that.
22nd,
There's so much personality to it. I miss that, dude.
In 2020, another historic moment happened in Fortnite. Fortnite completely blew away all expectations from the Marshmallow concert, and we got the Travis Scott concert.
Yep.
12.3 million players participated in this event, and it's one of those concerts that really set the bar high for Fortnite.
Dude, they didn't just set the bar high, like they set it through the roof, dude. It's something that just caught so many people like off guard, and this is what I'm talking about. This thing didn't actually get leaked beforehand. I don't remember if the idea of the concert ended up getting leaked beforehand, but I mean, like, we didn't know actually what was going to happen, and it was such a nice, pleasant surprise. Now we don't have things like that anymore.
Almost every event they have done since gets compared to the Travis Scott concert. That's how influential it was. Later in 2020, we got our first entire collab season, Chapter 2, Season 4. The season everyone just calls the Marvel season.
That's
Marvel
true.
took over everything. Battle Pass, live event, POIs, weapons, superpowers. Before this season, Battle Royale never had special abilities. The Marvel season completely changed that.
Yeah, and I remember I was pretty outspoken for this too, saying like this is officially Fortnite collabs going too far. But this ended up being one of the best seasons of all time, man. So he said literally getting chills thinking about the event. The Travis Scott one, dude, I remember what I was feeling during that event, man.
There were some mixed feelings at this point regarding just how hard Fortnite was going with the collaborations, but overall it was a peak season.
Oh yeah.
We also got Loser Fruit and Lachlan added to the Icon series, which also came with Lachlan's Pickaxe Frenzy tournament. This laid the foundation for modern skin cups.
Yeah, do they still do that? If they still do that, there's like nothing that's been like any nothing that's really gone crazy viral. Wasn't there going to be a Galactus skin? I don't think so. I think people were just like making that up for clickbait, weren't they? Hot take, second Marvel season was better than the first one. Holy butter, do I disagree with that. To be honest with you, Absolute Doom is my least favorite season, period.
20 ended with Chapter 2 Season 5, where we continue to see more and more collaborations added to the item shop with a lot of characters from the Gaming Legends series. We saw Kratos, Master Chief, The Mandalorian, Ryu, and Chun-Li. Between more icon skins, Gaming Legends, DC, and Marvel, we saw over 30 skins added during the season, all from different IPs.
Dude, I actually spent so much money back in Chapter 2 Season 5. They were just firing off things that I was fans of, man. And now I have all of these skins, and now the shuffle preset option doesn't work still, and it is still upsetting me to this day.
As 2021 began, we also started to see the rise of sponsored creative maps, with some even launching their very own tournaments like the Alienware Games. This online tournament featured multiple challenges across 4 of the most popular games at the time,
What? I didn't know they were doing that. A tournament across multiple games? I've never heard about that before. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Dude, see, this is why I want to do content full-time so bad. I would love to get into multiple games like this, and I would love to participate in things like this, man. That'd be so fun. Master Chief, finally someone talks about. Dude, Master Chief is great. I spent money on that instantly. He should mention the movie collabs Minigame Box PvP is done. So true. Minigame Box PvP is one of the greatest maps of all time in UEFN.
including Fortnite. Players were facing off in the Alienware arena alongside celebrities like Felicia Day and even Caleb McLaughlin, who later got his own in-game collab with Stranger Things. With $400,000 in prizes, which included all new Alienware PCs, this definitely got a lot of positive attention. 2021 continued strong because Neymar Jr. became the first pro athlete to join the Icon series, and it was also the first Icon.
You know what sucks is that everybody was mad at the Neymar Jr. skin being part of the Battle Pass back in the day, but he actually had like a good style to the skin that wasn't like Neymar Jr. at all, you know? Oh, just quit my job, Qual. Okay, I'll get right on that because I can totally afford that.
in a Battle Pass. We got Ariana Grande's Rift Tour, which was a solid follow-up to the Travis Scott concert.
Yes,
and we
that was a
even
good
had
event.
Fortnite X Balenciaga. At this point, Fortnite stopped asking, does this make sense? And started asking, how do we make this work? Which actually brings us to the Rick and Morty collaboration. Morty was too short for a typical Fortnite skin, so they decided to put him in a mech suit to make him big enough to use as a skin.
Yeah, I liked the way they ended up going about like the skins now that they're focusing not on mechs. The South Park skins, they could have been better, but I'm happy with the way they went. Like, I like that Kenny's all trash and stuff like that, but I don't like just things straight up just being a mech, you know? Chapter 2 Season 6 gives me PTSD. I really like that season, man.
We saw this exact strategy used recently with the South Park skins as well. And while cars in the item shop are very normal now, the first real car collab was with the Ferrari back in Chapter 2 Season 7.
I remember that, and that thing, like, dude, that thing flew across the map. That actually slipped my mind, man. The cell shading on the Rick and Morty skins are terrible. Yeah, they could improve on some of those, definitely, right? The only time the mech suit made sense. Oh, maybe it's because I don't watch Rick and Morty. I thought they just literally put him in a mech. So I take back what I said. My apologies. Dude, I love South Park, Koala. I love South Park.
Then came Naruto, Fortnite's first full anime crossover. The mythics we got weren't great, but it opened the door to...
The mythics we got weren't great? The Kamehameha? What? Oh my god. Dude, I have a very special memory of this season because There's a, I'm not going to mention her name because I'm just not going to, but we had a friend who oh wait, wrong anime? What are you talking about? No, the Kamehameha's Dragon Ball. That's Goku. Oh, that's Naruto. Ah. Sorry. Never mind. I know. Comments are gonna be, yep. Sorry, I never watched Dragon Ball and I never watched Naruto. Sorry. I'm a high IQ Attack on Titan enjoyer, and the fact that I just ruined saying high IQ just made it look dumber. You know what? I'll say it anyways. Okay. For when the we had a friend that we were playing with, and she never heard of it either, the Kamehameha, and we convinced her that it was called the Kami Yummy. So she's going around, and dude, the entire collab, like, oh, I got a Kami Yummy, and like just over her head, dude, completely over her head. You know, it's like one of those like very innocent people. So I miss that so much, dude. That's all I think about when I think about the Kamehameha. But the Naruto mythics suck. We got knives. Yeah. Okay. I remember that. That wasn't good. Sorry. I was messing up my seasons over there.
Several loved anime collabs.
Oh, look,
being
Goku's
added
in
to the
chat.
game. By chapter 3, collaborations were just expected. It was more like, who is Fortnite going to add next? Which kind of started to lose what made it feel special. Spider-Man played a huge role in chapter 3. Him and MJ were even part of the Winterfest trailer.
Dude, that might be one of my favorite collabs ever. You know, the Spider-Man No Way Home one. That might have been like some of my favorite time to ever play Fortnite with that.
Fortnite worked with DC Comics to release a Batman x Fortnite comics series.
Why haven't they continued that too? Dude, they need to keep going with that. I miss it. They have so much potential with the comics, man. This was goated from Fortnite.
And every issue came with a redeemable cosmetic code, and the lore from the comics was actually canon to what was happening in the game. We had music festivals starting to collab with Fortnite in chapter 3 season 2 with the Coachella skins and the creative map that came with it. John Cena was added in the game in chapter 3 season 3, and he started following a lot of Fortnite streamers on social media.
That's
Nothing
funny.
really came of that, but it looks like he still follows most of them. No one was more excited than Nick A30 when Fortnite added a radio station in-game that was purely just dedicated to Eminem songs.
Dude, they should do more stuff with the radio station too. Like, I would love it if they continue. Like, I know a lot of people talked about, like, for Winterfest, it'd be cool to just get a Christmas radio station, but they could do it for, like, any kind of seasonal event, you know?
And this was before he was even in the game. Chapter 3 season 4 was when I got my own icon skin added to the game and my icon cup. Fortnite even made me my own custom exotic, the SypherPK Trap Tower, which was only available in my tournament and in creative for a brief time.
That's actually like that's a really, really good exotic to have for Cypher. I like that he did that, man.
The Trap Tower was even sold as an official Fortnite toy across the world.
Dude, you know you made it when, eh? I'm happy for him. It always makes me happy when people succeed like that, dude. I see Goku said, so we're just glossing over my collab. Did we miss it? Chapter 3, Season 3. What are we talking about right now? Oh, yeah. We're in chat. We're moving on to Chapter 5. Chapter 5? I believe.
Mr. Beast had a cameo during the Fracture live event and then received a skin later that year in Chapter 4, Season 1.
Yeah, we just kind of did skip over the Dragon Ball collab, right? Huh.
He also hosted his own official Fortnite creative map tournament, Mr. Beast's Extreme Survival Challenge, where 100,000 players would earn a Mr. Beast themed glider.
Hey, let me plug something in real quick. Speaking of good old Mr. Beast over here. Actually, you know how I struggle to get views over on the Clenema Channel, which is about movies, TV shows, anime shows? I have a video that's gaining some traction right now where I made a tier list of all the Beast Game contestants. I loved Mr. Beast Games. Both Season 1, Season 2, I think is a great show. Also, Zero, you are so right. If anybody would like to support me in the item shop, use code Clen. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. If you'd like to support me in the shop, use code Clen. If you'd like to go check out any of my other channels, Linktree will always be at the top of the description. But I like that. Thank you for reminding me to shout that out as well, dude. Thank you.
But one player would go on to win $1 million. Mr. Beast felt so bad for the guy that got second place, so he asked Twitter if he should add a prize pool for second place, and Twitter voted between $50,000 and a taco.
There's no way.
The kid got a taco.
There's no way. That's hilarious. Dude, what I like about these videos too is there's things that happen within the Fortnite community that like even I never knew about. And I've always been involved with the community.
Luckily, this wasn't the only tournament in 2023 because Alienware returned with a new version of the Alienware Arena built inside their new map, Defy City. But the competition was a little different this time around, since the competitors would have to go up against me. If you attended TwitchCon in 2023 and stopped by the Alienware booth, you had a chance to go 1v1 against myself in Defy City for an opportunity to win some Alienware prizes. I had so much fun at this event, and I got to meet a lot of cool fans.
That's cool. Like, I'm always really happy when people make it like that, dude. It's nice to see. Like, Cypher looks happy, man.
Chapter 4 Season 2 also had some Easter eggs on the map referencing Attack on Titan. And later on, we got an Eren Yeager skin in the Battle Pass and skins for Levi and Mikasa in the item shop.
Dude, the whole thing was so well done. I loved it, dude. With the lightsaber mythics and the Attack on Titan mythics and the Spider-Man mythics in the game at the same time was one of the most fun times I've ever had playing Fortnite. But dude, did they drop the ball on the AOT skins? They could have done so much more, and now, oh... You know, it sounds immature to talk about, but like now that there's skins out there with actual nipples and they have breasts and skins, they could so add the Attack on Titan characters. Like, I mean, like the Titan versions of the characters. We gotta get another wave, man. Oh, I said, bro, remember when Cypher had a wife? Wow. Dude, actually, you know what's funny? Is those 2 videos that I made on SypherPK's divorce, which is strange to come out of my mouth. Those videos get like a good like maybe 30-50 views every single day still. It's really funny. I know, that's why I didn't want to say it, Zero. Now that skins have nipples is a crazy sentence, right? Dude, that's such a random thing to drop, and now I'm gonna sound like a weirdo for just laughing at
Invincible
that.
was added to the game in Season OG, and Fortnite was actually featured in an episode of Invincible as part of the crossover. Then in Chapter 5 Season 1, Fortnite introduced Jam Tracks and Fortnite Festival, real songs that we can now play in game, and a whole new game mode based off of the playstyle of Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Does anybody still play Fortnite Festival? I haven't played it in God knows how long, and I always liked Fortnite Festival. I always thought it was like a nice thing to go to every once in a while.
It was made by the same people. This also paved the way for a lot more artists to start getting full skin bundles. It started with The Weeknd, and he wasn't just getting a skin or 2, but he also got instruments, jam tracks, and emotes. Festival skins kept ramping up. We were getting new ones every couple of months, with major artists like Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, Karol G, and more. We were getting huge new modes that really changed the way collaborations worked with Fortnite. We even got Lego Fortnite, which meant we started to get Lego versions of all the iconic Fortnite skins and pretty much every new skin in the shop.
Yeah, it was crazy when that dropped. Fortnite changing forever, dude. Fortnite changing forever. Somebody said if Cypher doesn't mention Miku, I'm blocking his channel. Dude, what's the big deal about Miku, guys? I don't understand you, man.
Epic didn't stop featuring collabs in Battle Royale either. Family Guy was a hugely requested collab from the community, and we saw Peter Griffin as a boss at Snooty Steps with his own medallion and mythic shotgun. UEFN dropped, and it really pushed the character renderings to new levels. Collab cosmetics were starting to look more detailed and realistic than ever.
Yeah, now the collab skins look very, very good and very detailed in comparison to what we usually got. And then we have like the skins like when Ninja first started getting his skin.
We saw a huge step from the first Marvel characters who looked more like cosplayers, and now Fortnite skins having detailed markings on their face. Like,
God, what do you mean? Is SypherPK's divorce the reason the Fortnite shop sucks? Are you saying to make that video? Could you imagine, dude? That would actually get so many clicks.
the metallic and collab skins, it literally looks like they placed them straight into the game. When you look at them even compared to Ariana Grande, the level of detail is just insane.
Yeah.
Then Fall Guys start to get implemented into Fortnite. Fortnite added a new category discovery just for Fall Guys creative maps.
Dude, they need to have the actual Fall Guys game within Fortnite, man. They need to have Crown Jam permanent. Oh, I miss it so much, dude. At this point, instead of having a tournament whenever I get my icon skin years down the road, I want to just bring back Fall Guys Crown Jam.
And even BR had a little Fall Guys obstacle you could enter mid-game. Season 4 of Chapter 5 was another Marvel Seasons with even more POIs and characters than the original. By the end of 2023, we had a handful of jam tracks, icon emotes were expanding, tons of new skins, gaming series, Star Wars, and anime skins were all coming to the item shop on a regular basis.
I wanted to let him finish his phrase there, but I miss too the people like doing like TikTok dances and coming up with their own dances in Fortnite, like actually having contests for things like that. That's something else that I miss that they used to do. I miss Delulu 2 Net, and Crown Jam was not as, dude. Oh, dude, Crown Jam was so much fun for me.
2024 is when Disney X Fortnite was officially announced, and although this was just the announcement, there are some huge plans that are set for the future. We started to see a lot more Disney skins added into Fortnite. You can now take the L on people as Mrs. Incredible. And during the summer of 2024, Kai Cenat, Sketch, and AMP were featured in one of Fortnite's ads for the
Dude,
launch.
I still want a Mama Coco skin. Oh, I missed the Concept Royale too. That's something that they need to get back on. There's so many talented people out there that could create great skins.
Of Reload. During the ad, there was also a Sabrina Carpenter song playing. Kai and Sabrina both got skins, and Sketch got his own emote later on. Then in the Chapter 2 remix season, Fortnite brought back classic POIs like Steamy Stacks and Salty Springs, but this time we had real-life rappers as NPCs at their own remix POIs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look what they did to the shark. I'll never forgive them. One of the greatest POIs in Fortnite history. They sat Ice Spice on the shark. Horrible. Crazy. Oh, I hate it. Fortnite Remix. I know so many people love Fortnite Remix, man, but I didn't like Fortnite Remix. It could have been good, but the bot issue, dude, the bot issue was never as bad as it was, man. Zero says it's the second worst club of all time. What's number one? Quick. What's number one before we continue? Reload save Fortnite, I can't lie. Reload's my personal most played mode, but Chapter 7 Season 1 is so good that I have been mixing in a lot of Battle Royale too. Snowy, don't tell me that that's a real lyric. She is my poopy, but she never smelt. Don't tell me that's a real lyric. The problem is I can see it. Oh, Kim Kardashian is the worst. Dude, I'm for the Kim Kardashian one because no, I don't like that Kim was the first one that they went with, but I like that it represented like more adult things getting into Fortnite. You know what I mean?
It launched with an actual concert in Times Square.
That's an emote? Ice Spice, she is my poopy, but he never smelt. That's an actual lyric from Ice Spice. That's crazy. Oh my god. What the hell, man?
With Ice Spice and Snoop Dogg that you could watch from in-game or even in person. Ice Spice might have been one of the first skins that people could not believe was in Fortnite. And even more people started to be called the guy from Fortnite.
Yo, it's the guy from Fortnite.
Remix was also when Kicks got introduced as a new cosmetic type, which added even more opportunities for Fortnite to collab, starting with Nike. Then 2025 took things even further. We had a full Star Wars mini season, and even though the full season being dedicated to a collaboration had happened before, it introduced a whole new feature with AI Darth Vader.
Oh, bring it back, Epic. Bring it back uncensored. Bring it back the way. And I know, Epic Games, I know that you dropped that AI Darth Vader unfinished just so you can go crazy viral and get more people in the game. I know it. And it was so much fun. And they ruined it. I always think about that, dude. I always think about that old Loser Fruit clip. I don't know why that's the one I end up thinking of, but there's a Loser clip where she's like, the freaking fucking, and Darth Vader's like, freaking fucking. Unfiltered Darth was goated, dude, I know. The amount of stuff that people are making Darth Vader do in game. Oh, dude. There's one that I'm thinking of, dude, but I don't think I can say it. I can't say it. It's not just like him repeating a bad word, but like someone like egged Darth. They didn't even egg Darth Vader on. Like they got Darth. I can't even just hint to it. I'm sorry. Clen's second most video. Yeah. Reacting to Darth Vader clips, guys, is one of the most popular videos on my channel.
It was the first time you could use voice chat to talk to an NPC, and it would generate unique responses with Darth Vader's voice.
No, it's not the Spanish joke. That's not the one I'm talking about. It's not like just him saying something bad. It's him like. There was a couple clips that went viral of him like speaking on something like within the culture. You know what I mean? I can't go on it.
Can you say ubu? It made for some great content, and it was the type of collab that no one expected. There have been so many collabs this year, we could almost make a full video on it just for 2025 alone. I'm just going to go over some of the more notable ones. During Winterfest Chapter 6 Season 1, we got Mariah Carey, Santa Shack, and Santa Dog. And we even got Mariah Carey's iconic Christmas song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Fortnite really played into the meme that she unfreezes for Christmas every year by having that happen on the map.
I like that they've done that, but I'm so like, no, I don't care about the Christmas stuff at all until like November. I don't know. I'm kind of weird like that.
Squid Game was massive because it brought an entire new themed reload map, and Nick baiting people during the red light, green light was hilarious.
Dude, I can't believe that I'm alone in the opinion that the Squid Game reload map, dude, it is by far the best reload map for me. by far, had some of my favorite POIs of all time. I can't believe that I'm alone in that opinion. Crazy. Yeah, he did skip out on Miku, eh? Miku's coming and he can't... Oh, it is... Did Miku come after this? I don't remember when Miku ended up coming. Chapter 6, wasn't it?
But it was also extremely popular for creative maps as well. Some of the top maps at the time were all Squid Game themed. Plus, we finally got skins from this collab that players were actually asking for. In Chapter 6, Season 4, we had an insane Fortnitemares, the most collabs during a holiday event ever. They let Doja Cat take over the official Twitter account, which we may not see happen.
Oh, yeah, that was so funny. Mother of Rose Toys. Oh, I can't believe they dropped that, dude. It's like, what?
Never again. In 2018, you would have never expected to be in a Fortnite lobby with Peter Griffin, Doja Cat, Scooby-Doo, and Huggy Wuggy, but that's where we're at. Kai Cenat joined the Icon series after revealing his Fortnite skin on the largest screen in the world, the Las Vegas Sphere. Just like the Borderlands POI back in 2019, Fortnite would change the art style completely for The Simpsons.
I kind of like that they did that now. Like, I'm so open to these things, especially as mini seasons. I like doing that kind of twice a year. I don't know about you guys, but I like, especially with like the love and the care that they put into that. I can't believe it. And I'm somebody who doesn't like The Simpsons.
Entire map, actually. It was cell shaded and it was a smaller map with less players, so the games felt a lot more action packed and it was pretty unique. They also introduced the very first collab sidekick with Plopper from the Simpsons movie.
I didn't even know the Plopper thing was in the game, but maybe it's just because I don't pay attention to the Simpsons.
Of course, we had the 0-hour live event to close out the chapter, featuring so many collabs. You had to watch the event more than twice to really see how many were involved. You had all the creator icon skins coming together. K-pop Demon Hunters had a song.
Dude, it's crazy that that was so hype within 0 hour. I'm officially a K-pop Demon Hunters fan. I didn't get it until I watched the movie. Now I'm for it.
Big Homer doing absolutely nothing. Miku beaming from Godzilla's head. And even some brain rot memes made an appearance.
I didn't even notice that, dude. That's what's great about the 0 hour, because there's so many times where you look back on it and then you can see like more detail and more love put into that event, you know? Bro, the Simpsons season was such a pleasant surprise. Completely agree. And I'm somebody who doesn't like the Simpsons.
We've ended 2025 with the most collaborations of any year. Tons of jam tracks that you can listen to in Battle Royale like you would with Spotify, an entire locker full of branded kicks, more emotes than you can ever know what to do with, over 20 car skins, several back blings, and at least 200 collab skins. And now we're in Chapter 7, Season 1. And I'll be honest, the collabs are overwhelming. It's almost...
Oh no, don't start. Dude, they handled collabs in this season like some of the best they've ever handled collabs. We still got unique Fortnite gameplay and storyline. Updates that were phenomenal. Updates with collabs that didn't overstay their welcome. I think they handled it great. This isn't overwhelming, man. I've always disagreed with a lot of the community in that.
So like you log in every 2 days and there's a new one. The season isn't over yet, and we've had over 25 new collaborations, with probably more by the time this video gets posted. One of the more notable ones was the Kim Kardashian skin, as this really shows how Fortnite has evolved when it comes to which skins and who they're going to add to the game. They're really pushing the boundaries on what feels possible to be added into the game. And with the recent South Park collab, Fortnite actually had to change the rating of the game to incorporate crude humor. Just to name a few other things added this season, we had Ninjago, Adventure Time Wave 2, I Show Speed.
Dude, there's so many collabs that they added just in this season alone that was like a lot of people's kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe they ended up adding this. You know what I mean? Koala said, yo, this season has been so goated. I seriously do not understand the hate. Yeah, I don't get it either. This season was was Yeah, and I like Ninjago too. You know what's funny is I almost have a little bit of a sense of nostalgia for Ninjago because my brother was into Ninjago growing up. Like, I wasn't even a Ninjago kid, but it's just like the time and like Ninjago being popular that like I kind of like get a pleasure from it, you know, just being mentioned.
Christmas versions of Sabrina Carpenter and Hatsune Miku, Harry Potter.
And Danny, sorry to interrupt again. Danny said they always say that until their favorite character appears. Always, right? Then the collabs are okay. Then the collabs aren't overwhelming.
JD, Kill Bill, The Office, Kazuna Ai, Chappelle. Epic also announced that they are planning to add over 100, yes, 100 gaming collab skins this year alone. We're going to see collabs from Marvel Rivals, Minecraft, Overwatch, and much more.
Dude, and they're going to keep going. Oh, I'm going to start spending money again. But Epic Games, if you fix that shuffle option, dude, I will spend more money on the game. I can't, like, it's ridiculous that I'm buying these skins and I can't shuffle on my presets with it.
While I am enjoying the Fortnite collaborations, the special feeling I had back in the day when it was all getting started has seemed to fade away. I think there is a little too much going on. It's kind of hard to keep track or even be excited for some of these collabs because they're happening so often. But they seem to be selling extremely well, and if this will ensure the future of the game, I can sort of get behind it.
Yeah, it's important for Fortnite. Epic Games needs to make their money, man. I like that they picked a collab, something like South Park this time around, and they made a big event out of it. At least we had that instead of just like, oh, here's a collab, buy the skins, here's a collab, buy the skins. I like that we had like a whole mini pass, an event, a mythic. I like that they took some time with that for this season.
We went from 6 items in the shop to being able to spend over 6 minutes just scrolling through the items.
Yeah.
Fortnite didn't just change how collaborations work, it changed what players expect from games entirely, affecting other games and their collaborations as well.
Dude, there will be nothing like Fortnite, guys. Absolutely nothing like Fortnite. They changed the game forever. They changed the standard forever. Welcome back, Betty. Betty said Sophie Rain skin went. You know what, dude? At this point, they're going to start adding OF girls. Could you, again, like we were talking about earlier with Pokimane. Was it this video or were we talking about the last video we recorded? Yeah, it was this video. Could you imagine how well a Sophie Rain skin would sell? Just imagine it. Just imagine the memes. Like Dagwami and I play on Sophie Rain Zone Wars just because it's stupid. You know, could you imagine what a skin would do, dude?
And while I'm not always excited for every single collab, I'm glad that there is something for everyone out there and it all brings people back onto the game. And a big thank you to Alienware for not only
Yeah, that was a good video, man. SypherPK has been making some good videos. I really like these types of videos that he's been working on where it's like he goes through a bunch of things within Fortnite. There's a Zone Wars, yeah. You haven't seen us bring that up on stream before, Snowy? Every once in a while, we'll just switch the game mode over to Sophie Rain's Zone Wars. It's literally just, it's so stupid. It's just a Zone Wars map with Sophie Rain in the middle of it. Just a picture of her. We need Clen and Dagwami skins in the Fortnite. So true. Guys, like, we know what we need more. At least, at the very least, you need some of these guys like Dag to get a locker bundle or something, you know? See, that's what I'm saying, Koala. I'm so buying a Sophie Rain skin. So that would sell like crazy, dude. It amuses me that they say there are too many collaborations as if they had to buy them all. Don't get me started, dude. Do not get me started on that. It's all you have to do. I also, you know what? This is the perfect outro for the video, guys. A little while ago, I uploaded a video titled "The Unpopular But Correct Take on Fortnite's Collab Problem." Excuse me. I've ruined the outro. But it's a great video. Check it out right here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody. There we go. But yeah, I talk about that. Like, you literally don't have to buy it. Fortnite does not have a collab problem. At all. They have to do it, boys, dude. They have to. I've been telling Dag for weeks now, when is he getting his locker bundle? He deserves something like that, man. Especially someone so successful in UEFN. L Video. Crazy summoner. Crazy. Oh, hi, Sunny baby. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? But I am going to log off shortly, guys, if you guys want to chat for another minute or two. Because my wife should be home from work very, very soon. We're going to spend some time together and probably go around the... we live in like a little apartment building area, a little plaza. So I'll probably take the dog for a little stroll around there. Now, but like where the Clen skin at, though? Dude, it's going to come one day, man. I'm just hating, bro. Hating to hate, bro. It boggles me how Happy Gal, no offense to her, with under a mil subs got a locker bundle with Dag, over a mil doesn't have one. You know, I don't mean to be that guy, but I don't know who Happy Gal is. I know the name. Oh, welcome back, Zero. Welcome back. Fortnite needs more concept skins. The community is so talented. L block situation, everything but that guy who ruined the concept and all. I don't understand why we need to take that one guy and just like ruin a great thing because of it. Like, I don't know. But yeah, there are so many talented people in the community. I know people that would just make Fortnite skins for free. Hey, Epic, use my design. Just shout me out. How many people would do that? I think it'd be great. But pretty soon we're going to get AI doing it, man. You just proved the point I just made? What was it? What was it, Butter? Bro, they just be giving the most random goobers locker bundles. I think I've only bought like 3 collabs from the entire game. I spent a lot of money on Fortnite at this point. I don't even know how much. It's getting pretty rough down here in Midwest USA. Town in Oklahoma just got hit by a tornado last night. Oh, that sucks, dude. Well, I hope the best for you, Bard. It's been really foggy where we are over here. We had all the snow melting. I don't live in a tornado-y area. Every once in a while you'll get one, but I've never even had one like close to me, thankfully. What sucks is like when you guys have natural disasters down there like hurricanes, we get like the tail end of the hurricane. So what we get is like a little bit of rain and a really cool like swirling sky because the hurricane's disappearing. So like when a hurricane happens, it's almost cool over here in Canada, which sucks because I don't like, obviously, like I don't wish that people to go through hurricanes and stuff. That you didn't know the Happy Gal is and she got a locker bundle. Oh, I see. Hey, I'm not going to hate anybody getting a locker bundle though. That's cool. I have like 400 skins. I don't know where the money came from because I was 10. Fair. I don't understand why they stopped the block when it was the lack of moderation. Like, how do you not see the stool and the noose in the middle of a room? That's what I'm saying. They could get it back, dude. Luckily, I'm in an area that can't be hit by tornadoes. Good. I live in a really, really good area for weather. Like, we get bad snow, but like bad snow is like a good thing almost. I think it makes for a nice wintry season. But yeah, I'm still with that snowy. It's a moderation issue. But guys, I am going to get out of here, unfortunately. Again, like I said, my wife should be home any second. We're going to spend some time together. We haven't been spending like any time together because we've been sleeping. Just the house has been sick. But apologies for my inactivity. I am going to be back to normal on Sunday. Big fight day tomorrow. I'm going to be at my mom's. And actually, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to put a little bit of focus into building. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I had like a very, very basic merch store and spread shop. I'm actually going to look into getting some designs and creating a merch store for all of the channels. And I'm using Fourth Wall. I'm playing around with that. So I'm going to see if I can connect that. And maybe it can be cheaper merch too. Not that, of course, anybody like would be pressured into buying anything, but for those people who would like want some clothing and that, I'd like to get that going. So I'm going to look into doing that, connecting it to the channel. I'm going to spend tomorrow doing that. Sunday, we are back to normal. I am a content grinding machine. I'm very upset that I had to take some time off. For those of you just joining over here, the whole family was so sick, got just destroyed by a virus. So I'm going to be back. I'm going to be grinding out the content. We're going to be talking about season 2. I am very excited, guys. You have a good day too, Butter. What did Koala say, bro? I've never seen a tornado in my life. Oh, good. Me either. But I had a lot of fun with you guys today. So I don't know when these videos are going to drop. I'm probably going to save it for a day where like I'm a little bit low on recording time. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys would even want to watch this video back because you were here while we were recording live. But I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate your time, guys. Thank you very, very much. Your time is very valuable. I appreciate every one of you for... No, even if you wanted to come for just a little bit. Again, your time is very valuable. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for coming. Take care, everybody.